And in a Chinese wedding, you change clothes a few times. And my Aunt Juliana had the most dazzling cheap house with matching jewelry and shoes and bags. And I'll just never forget.
How does immigration shape identity? Every neighborhood in New York yields a rich tale of artistic and cultural history. Waves of Identity, on view at the Museum of Chinese in America, invites visitors to explore a rich collection of Chinese American history. Through art, objects, and stories, we consider what it means to be Chinese American.
For each sort of turning point in American history, there is a Chinese American story. For example, the Civil War, Civil Rights Movement, the Cold War, there is a Chinese American narrative within that sort of mainstream understanding of American history, and that's often missing.
35 years ago, the New York Chinatown History Project, now known as the Museum of Chinese in America, began collecting and archiving history of New York Chinatown. In its early days, the History Project captured oral histories of laundry workers, salvaged archives of Chinatown businesses, and commissioned photographers to document Chinatown. The collection has grown to include over 65,000 artifacts from more than 500 donors, featuring over 350 oral history interviews and a Chinese American history library.
That's something that has always been the strength of MOCA, really activating sort of the daily life and everyday objects that people don't really pay attention to, but all of them have a lot of history and a lot of stories.
Walking through the museum, identity becomes the main theme of the show. Where does America begin and Chinatown end?
It's really, responding to that enduring question of what does it mean to be Chinese in America. Even within the Chinese American community, it's a pretty diverse community. And so with different perspectives and different historical contexts, and we really try to bring those diverse voices together.
People would always approach me like, what are you? What's your background? It would be, my response has always been, I'm Chinese and I'm Jamaican. When you're a kid and you're growing up, kids are kids and they see differences and they call them out, right? So you start to get confronted with your own identity pretty early.
American pop cultural artifacts pepper the displays, among them books by Chinese American authors, tributes to 9/11, and Chinese chicken McNuggets. But fluency with American pop culture does not necessarily guarantee a smooth transition to being an American. Experiences of prejudice also line the gallery walls.
I didn't realize the racism against Asian American men and Asian men in this society until I was trying to get jobs. I had a long period of unemployment, and I called up the guy who had helped get me my first job. Should I quit being a reporter? I've been unemployed for nearly a year now. And he said, no, you're a good reporter. They're not hiring you because you're an Asian male.
Waves of Identity is on exhibit through March 1st, 2015 at the Museum of Chinese in America. A visit to Chinatown might be just the ticket for an experience that's truly American. For 219 West, this is Brian Urbsaitis reporting from Chinatown.